Mabuhay! This is Mr. Criminology at welcome sa ating mga pag-aaral tungkol sa mga subject matters ng criminology and its disciplines. And this is for the research of the criminology students, for the review of the future registered criminologists, and for the repression naman ng mga licensed criminologists or the registered criminologists. Welcome sa ating pag-aaral for today that is entitled Criminology Defined. His criminology is science, the branches of criminology, the scope of criminology, and the purposes in studying criminology. Let's see them one by one. But first, let's see our learning objective. Of course, at the end of this lesson or video, we want our student to define criminology, explain criminology as a science, and identify the branches of criminology, tell criminology's scope, and to recognize the purpose of studying our course or program, criminology. Let's begin with the etymology of the word criminology. Remember the word etymology, we are looking into the history or the background. We are looking into the genesis or the beginning of that word. That's why the word criminology itself tells us that it is essentially the study of crime. So the main word in the word criminology is crime, and we know that crime is an act or omission in violation of public law, forbidding or commanding it. So crime ang main or root word ng criminology. This criminology is derived from the Latin term crimen, which means accusation, and transliterated Greek logia, which denote the study of. So, we will see sa term pa lang niyang origin, it is the study of accusation or it is the study of crime. Criminology, the origin, criminal plus logy. The criminological is an adjective, criminologically adverb, and the word criminologist is a noun. This will be used throughout the course. In 1885, Italian law professor Rafael Garofalo, he coined the term criminology in Italian criminologia. The French anthropologist Paul Topinard used it in the first time in French criminology around the same time. So I think that's 2 years or 3 years after Garofalo, Paul Topinard provided the criminology. But the first one to coin is Rafael Garofalo. Remember, Rafael Garofalo is one of the holy three in criminology, and he used the word criminologia because he is an Italian. And if you will be asked who really coined the term criminology, we will be giving the credit to Mr. Rafael Garofalo because he first used the word criminologia, which means criminology in English. That was slightly varied by Paul Topinard, the French anthropologist, into criminology by using IE at the last part. But they all the same that describes criminology in English that we use today. Criminology, according to Edwin H. Sutherland, is the entire body of knowledge regarding crime as a social phenomena. It includes within its scope the process of making law, of breaking laws, and the society's reaction toward the breaking of law. So Edwin Sutherland is a well-known philosopher, criminologist, sociologist in the field of our chosen profession. So later on, we will be meeting him more, knowing about him more, especially with this that theory, the differential association theory. But in here, he was the one who also provided a definition regarding criminology. According to him, criminology, the entire body of knowledge, all the knowledge that you can use in explaining crime as a social phenomena, because crime is now being part of our daily lives. It is an occurrence that is happening. And it includes, within the scope of criminology, we are looking into three parts: First, the making of laws. Remember the maxim nullum crimen nulla pena sine lege. There is no crime when there is no law punishing it. So it is important the process of making of laws, because having law, we have a definition of crime. And after the making of laws, we will see to the breaking of laws, because crime itself is a breaking of law. Now, once you break a law, you committed a crime. It might be in a form of commission or omission. Commission, you did something prohibited or forbidden, or by omission or inaction, you did not do what is commanded. You failed to do your positive legal duty. And lastly, we have the society's reaction toward the breaking of law. What is the response of the society once a law was broken? We can relate these three into the scope of criminology later, that we have we will be discussing later on. Criminology is a body of knowledge regarding crimes, criminals, and the efforts of the society to prevent and repress them. So, criminology is not just focused on crime, but entirely we will also be focusing on the criminal. And after we focus both on crimes and criminals, we will look into the effort of the society. What is the society is doing so that we can prevent the commission of crime and we can repress also the commission of crime. This is also the scientific study that causes study of the causes of crime in relation to man and society, who set and define rules and regulation for himself and others to govern. So, criminology is a scientific study. Why? Because we use sciences in studying criminology, studying crimes, studying the criminals. And by using this sciences, we are using scientific method. It is a theory based. It is a systematized body of knowledge. We are using system in studying crimes and criminal. And of course, uh, in society, we are studying society. That's why one of the key component of criminology is sociology, who set and define rules and regulation for himself and others to govern. Next, we have the law, the old law in criminology, which is the RA 6506. Any person who is graduate of the degree of criminology, who has passed the examination for criminologists, and is registered as such by the board examiner of the Professional Regulation Commission. So you cannot be called criminologist unless you pass the board licensure examination for criminologists, or BLEC, or others call it CLE, the criminologist licensure examination. So once you pass that board examination, you can have the title criminologist, or the RC, or registered criminologist, or RCRIM. But of course, we have now the new law in criminology, the RA 11131, that is the latest law in the field of criminology, that improves, that prioritizes criminologists in the different public service, and of course put also rules on the board examination. The origin of the word criminology, etymologically, the term criminology is from Latin word crimen, as I said a while back, meaning crime, and Greek word logos, which means to study crimes. So to recap, Rafael Garofalo, he gave the word criminologia, and Paul Topinard, he gave the word criminology, so that we can re-emphasize them. Now, we have the principal divisions of criminology. First, we have the etiology of crime. We are looking into the criminogenesis. We are looking to the beginning of crime, or we are looking to the causes of crime, how crime started. The scientific analysis of the causes and the criminal behavior. So we are looking by using sciences how crime started, what is the root cause of crime, and how a person is having criminal behavior, where that criminal behavior came from. That is the focus of the etiology of crimes. we're looking to the cause, to the beginning, to the root. Number two, we are looking to the sociology of law. Refers to the investigation of the nature of criminal law and its administration. So we are investigating the nature, how the criminal law, uh, how we have the criminal law, where the criminal law came from, how it evolved, and of course, how criminal law is administered. So it's all about the law that is the instrument of the state so that it can protect itself and deter others from committing crimes. Penology, the study of control of crimes and the rehabilitation of offender. So we will be dealing more of penology in our area, correctional administration. But here we study how to control crime. Because if we will not study how to control crime, it will be committed by, it will encourage other people to commit also crime. And by this field also, we are studying how we can rehabilitate, we can reform, we can restore the offenders who was incarcerated, was separated from the mainstream of society so that we can protect others from them. The question is criminology a science? There is a man named George Wilker who said criminology cannot be a science because it has not yet acquired a universal validity. For him, criminology is not a science because there is no universal validity so that we can declare criminology as a science. While Edwin H. Sutherland, the dean of the modern criminology, hoped that it will become a science in his time. In the future, since the causes of crime are almost the same, which may be biological, environmental, or the combination of the two. So during his time, he hoped that it will be a science in the future. But today, we can declare crime as a science. That's why the course provided by the government is Bachelor of Science in Criminology. If you take the master's degree, it will be an MS, not an MA. MA for arts that is used by the educational system, educational world. But MS, the Master of Science, because it is more of science. We are focusing on the sciences. Today, crime is a science. If you're asking about this, the nature also of criminology. Number one, it is applied science because criminology is a body of knowledge has already established universal accepted principles and concept, and these are used by other field of study. Instrumentation. So today, crime is already a science because it is a body of knowledge. It is already established and has universal acceptance, and it is also being studied around the world. And these concepts are being used in other fields also. Number two, it is a social science, not just an applied science, but a social science. In applied science, we are using other sciences in the field of criminology. But in social sciences naman, focus, it is study crime as a social phenomena. Crime is a social problem which has a great impact to the society. So as the society suffers from the effects of crime, it's become a social problem, and we are dealing also criminology through social sciences. We're studying the context of society. We are studying people, their relationship with one another, and what triggers them, what motivates or what forms the criminal behavior, and how crime is committed in a society. Number three, it is dynamic because the concept of criminology and their application adapt to the changing time. Dynamic means ito ay nagbabago. So the criminology before, as declared by George Wilker, it is not a science. But as Edwin Sutherland appreciate that it use biology, it use environment and the combination, and today, we are using almost all sciences in the study. It means it changes, it improves. As the other sciences develops, criminology also is is developing. It is nationalistic because study of criminology takes into the consideration of uh, or takes into consideration the history, the culture, and the social norms and the laws of the country. Each country has its own sets of laws, and crime are defined by the laws of the country. So we study criminology in a nationalistic nature because we study criminology in the Philippines in the context of the Philippine law, the Philippine Constitution, the Philippine special laws, or the statutes, or the penal laws that we have. So every country has their own sets of law, and they also study criminology in the context of their sets of laws. So let's recap the nature of criminology. It is an applied science, it is a social science, it is dynamic, and it is nationalistic. Let's remember them. The scope or the branches of criminology. Number one is study of the origin and development of the criminal law. So we study criminology by studying also the origin and the development of the criminal law. Number two is study of the causes of crimes and development of criminals, the focus of criminology. The study and the other sciences that examine criminal behavior using scientific methods, such as the following. Number one, we study criminal demography. The study of the relationship between criminality and population. Is population affects criminality? If we are examining if the population increases, is crime increases also. So we are looking to the relationship of population by studying in the branch of or the scope of the criminal demography. In criminal epidemiology, the study of relationship between the environment and criminality. Is the environment where people is in affects him from committing crime? And also we study criminal ecology, the study of criminality in relation to the spatial distribution in a community. Criminal physical anthropology, the study of criminality in relation to physical constitution of man. We also study criminal psychology, the study of human behavior and its relation to criminality. And also criminal psychiatry, the study of human mind in relation to criminality. And of course, victimology, the study of the role of the victim in the commission of crime. So far, this is the simple scope or the brief scope in our study about criminology, its scope, its branches, its nature. Hope you've learned something today, and I hope and pray if you're a student, you study well. If you are a reviewee, hope you will pass your upcoming board examination. If you are a refreshing criminologist, hope uh, even if it is a simple and short lesson, you gained something. Thank you very much. Jesus saves, and to God be the glory.